Good day, human Latiosites. This is Latios and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Picross, where we use logic puzzles to draw Pokemon pictures. Let us begin. Alright, so last time we didn't have time to actually go after some legendary Pokemon in Area 7, because we didn't have enough time, energy, or Picross. Mostly the Picross. That said, this stage looks a little bit on the challenging end, but it says use 2 or more dragons and a square reveal. Well, we have a square reveal and 2 dragons, so you never know until you go, so let's do this! Alright. You know what? Actually, I want to use a square reveal. Alright. Good to know. So we have those 10 have to be true. In fact, we actually already knew that entire column to begin with. Go figure. Well, you know that can't be true, which means these have to be in the 3. What am I doing? That has to not be true. This has to be true. What am I doing once again? Alright. That has to be true, and this has to go up to 11. There we go. So, now we have, this needs to be true because it's a 4, and so is that. Same here. This needs to be a 5. This needs to be a 2. We have a 3, 3, and 2. So that needs to be a 1. Needs to be a 2, 1, 2. This needs to be a 3. What are we drawing? Alright, this needs to be a 3. We need a 1 then a 2, meaning that has to be the 1. That has to be a 2. Alright, we need a 3, then a 2, that's not as helpful. We know this has to be true then. To get 4, this has to be true. And this needs to be 5, meaning those have to be true. That needs to be a 2, this needs to be a 3, and that needs to be a 1. And that has to be a 2. Which fills that column. Alright, so the first 4 columns are done. This needs to be a 3. Which fills up the 5th column. So at least we're a third of the way done, in theory. But not really. Either way, this has to be a 1. We just don't know which one yet. Okay. I'm assuming we don't have another square reveal to use. Maybe we do. But, whatever. Okay, so now we need... Well, What else do we know? Well, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We wouldn't be able to fit the 2, 4, 1, and 1 to the right. So the 1 has to be to the left, meaning this has to be a 2. But we don't know where the 1 is, except actually we do know that because that needs to be a 3. Wait a minute, no, that's a 2. What am I doing? This would be the 1 then. We need a 3, meaning this is part of the 3. And this needs to be 4, which fills up that column. Alright, so those have to be true. We don't know where the last of those 3s are, but we know these have to be. Which fills up this column. We need a 2 and a 1, meaning that has to be true. Which makes these 3 true. This has to be true. So it has to be a 1, meaning this is the 3. Okay. Now, I don't know if which one of these is the true one. Other than we know we need actually a 2 here. Which makes that not true. Which makes this true. Which makes this not true. Which makes this true. There we go. That's about halfway through. Before I guess we were a quarter of the way through, not a third. I'm a fool. What can I say? Alright. Now that we're halfway through, I think we are starting to see some kind of a design. I'm just not positive exactly what it is. Okay, how are we going to fit a 4, a 1, and a 1? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 within 9 spaces. Well, these are going to have to be true. So is this. Alright. Which means this can't... Alright. This can't possibly be connected. All the way to the right, these can't be connected. Which means... at the very least, this needs to be true. That's going to be one of the ones. We don't know which one, though. We also know these have to be true. This has to be a 1. That means this has to be true, which means these have to be true. This would have to be a 3. Has to be a 3. Good to know. Alright. This needs to be a 2. And we need a 5. Which means these can't be connected. But we know this has to be true, meaning it has to go to the bottom. Okay. This needs to not be true, which means this has to be true. Of course, we already know it has to be a 4, so that finishes that. There's the 6. Alright. This needs to be a 1. And we need 6 somewhere in the top. Meaning those have to be true. In fact, that has to be true. There's no way to fit 6 then 2 here, so this has to be true. 2 has to be in the middle there. Okay. Now we know... Oh, first of all, not that. This has to be a 1 no matter what. And so does this. The other ones don't have to be, necessarily. Well, that does. Meaning, there's no way you're gonna fit the 4 up here. But this needs to be in the 4. Alright, 3, 1, 1. 2 has to be somewhere. This is going to have to be the 2 then. Wait a minute. Doesn't make any sense. If that's the 2, then we have... Then this can't be a 2. That doesn't make any sense. Unless... this isn't the 1. I think I'm confusing myself now. Because if that's the case, this can't be true. Which would mean that the 2 has to be underneath. Like that. That'll finish the column. Alright, now we know this has to be a 4, so that has to be true. These can't be connected, because otherwise it would be too big. It would be a 3, not a 2. So that's the 2 then. And the 1. Which means this is the 4. Alright, we can't fit a 1 and a 2. We can fit 2 1s here, we can't fit a 2 to the right. Possible at the top this isn't the 2, but most likely that's going to be the 2 then. Unless we have the 2 in the middle and the 1 on the left. But I don't think that's the case in this case. Alright, so... that has to be a 1. Alright. This needs to be a 3. That needs to be a 1. And we need 2 1s here. That has to be one of them. The other one has to be at the top. 1 One of those two at the top, that is. Alright, we could fit 3 and then 1, but... Alright, where would the 2 go? What do we know? We know those have to be true. Which will fill up these rows. That's, I guess, a nice thing. We know the 3 has to be in here. That has to be true. So... it fills up there. Now that we have this, where can we fit a 2, 1, 2? There's no way this can work then, because that would mean we need 2. So this can't be in there. This has to be. Which means this has to be connected to be the 3. Which would mean we need this to be a 1. This needs to be the 1. That has to be a 1. And those need to connect. Filling in that column. Which leaves that empty. That needs to be a 1. One more column to go. Or sorry, one more column of squares to go, that is. Well, the 4 have to be in here. And we need a 1. Don't know where we're gonna get that 1 though, but we know. That fills up this row, which means these have to be the 6. That's empty, which means that has to be true. That's a 2. No room for 3, so that can't be true. We have a 2 right there, which fills in that top square. These are all 1s. So is this. In fact, I think everything we're dealing with at this point is 1s, other than that 3. But that has to be true. Not that that's the most useful thing in the world. Alright, so we need a 1 and a 1. Well, this has to be the 1. Which means this can't be true. Which means this has to be. Filling in that row. Which means this has to be true. Filling in this row. Well. Alright, unfortunately, that's... Alright. Well... If this is true... We need 2 1s here. Which means that can't be true. That has to be, which means this has to be, and this has to be. There we go. And with that, we drew Zygarde complete form. Interesting. What did I just do? Screenshot, save the SD card. Didn't mean to do that! Well, either way, with that we drew the Zygarde complete form. We used 2 more dragons and a square reveal within 30 minutes. With that, we got 6 Picross. Nice. Alright. And there's this one. So 3 or more Pokemon. That's clearly not gonna happen. But, I mean... Interesting how we got the crown there. We finished all the, did everything for that one. Nice. Lefty's not gonna help us here, but... No doubt, this is another Zygarde form. But whatever. We can't really, do anything about that. I was just trying to make any mistakes, because I don't know how much energy we're gonna need for this. Okay, so we have 10. 10 is usually helpful, but not as helpful here, unfortunately. Well, we know for a fact that with the 9, that those have to be true. But we also have the 1, which means this has to be true. But because we have that 10 there, we know that can't be true. But for all we know, that could be the end of the 10, so you never know. But we do know if there's 8, this middle one has to be in there. We don't know if that's the 4 or the 2. It's probably the one of the 4s. Just because, let's be honest. Need anything that adds up to 11. Well, we know for a fact because of this 5, we need this and this to be true. So once we know these are true, we have not very much. Alright, well we have 1 space, 2. We know these have to be in the 6, I think. I'm pretty sure these have to. Which is kind of convenient. Which means we also need this to be true. I mean, not that, this. That has to be true. And for that matter, so does this. hold on, wait a second. That needs to be a 2, that means... No, that's fine. Alright. Okay, so that means we have... These have to be connected. I mean, that's part of the 8. Alright, we have a 3 and a 5. This could be the 3 or the 5, but it's not going to be very helpful for us. Alright. We have a 1 and a 9. That's less helpful here, but we do know for a fact that this could be the 1 or the 9, I don't know. If that's the 1, well, if it's the 9, either way, this has to be, either way, this needs to be true. So with this. Or we don't know if this is the 1 or the 6, but we know that, wait a minute, if we know that's a 5, this needs to be true. Meaning this is also true. Meaning that this is true. Once again, we don't know if this is 5 or 3. But, you know, that's a 2. So at least we're getting somewhere. I don't know if this is a 1 or a 2 in the 1, 2, 3. In fact, it actually could be a 3. Well. That would be true. We also know those can't be true. You know what? Help me, Greninja. Alright, what do we know? Well, we know for a fact that these can't be true. Alright. We also know... What do we know here with the 432? Well, I guess we know that needs to be true. This needs to be true. And this needs to be true. In fact, what am I doing? Hold on. Would this have to be... Yeah, because this needs to... Which fills in that column. This would need to be a 5. This could be a 3 or a 5. Wait a minute, we don't know for a fact that this is the third one. This could be the 3 or the 5. This has to be a 6, though. So, making this true. Should make that not true. Since this needs to be a 6, we know those have to be true. This has to be one of the 1s. And we need a 5. And not that, we know. That has to be true. Alright, now we know... We need a 4 and a 2. Either way, this needs to be true. For the 3 and the 5... We don't know if they're connected or not. I mean, it would make sense if they were, but... Well, we know these can't be connected. Making this a 2. Hold on. A 1 and a 2. We're about to round up Greninja in like less than a minute. That's not good. Alright, well we know we need 4 and a 2. Those have to be true. Alright. This 9, we need a 3 and a 5. So we need that. That is true. But that means with the 8 we have the 3 and the 5 and the 8. But these need to be connected for the 10, which means that has to be connected. So there's the 8. That column's done. If that's the 5, then we already know the rest of that row can't be. But we don't know where the 3 is. We know that has to be one of the 3s. We don't know which 3, though. But we know this has to be a 4. Once again, we don't know which 4. The next one has to be a 5. I want to say that. That would make sense with the 5. And we know that this has to be the 5 there. This has to be part of the 4. That has to be the 1. This needs to be the 3. That has to be part of the 5. You know, those can't be true. Alright. These can't be true. Sometimes half of the game is clearing out what you know can't be true. Since we know this is true. Ah, why did I just do that? When you have something filled in, don't erase it. Wastes energy. And I'm pretty sure we're not going to even finish this because of that. All these things that I've crossed out by accident. Well, that can't be true now. Neither can that. Those need to be true. This has to be part of the 4. That has to be true. Meaning that's true, which means this is part of the 4. That's good to know. Alright, now we have that. These can't be connected, which means that's... What am I doing? There goes 2 energy things, just like that. Wow, okay, well we know for a fact this is connected. I should probably use the X instead, just in case I accidentally click something I shouldn't click. Alright, well... I can already tell this is true. I'll admit, that's not. That needs to be. So that is. This needs to be a 3. Which clears out that. Okay. Now that we have this needs to be a 5. Just clears out that. That is empty now. Now we need 3, meaning this can't be connected to there. So that has to be true, which means this can't be. Alright, now we have a 2 and a 1, which means this needs to be the 2. We have a 3. That has to be the 2. Which means all of this, empty. Alright, now we have, that needs to be a 1. We need one more 1, which needs to be right there. Okay. Alright, we are on our way to getting things done. That needs to be a 1, which means this needs to be there. That needs to be true. Alright. But that means this needs to be 9. So these need to be true. We don't know if they hit which end. But we know this ends in a 2. This ends in a 2. That ends in a 2. This ends in a 4. 3 and 3. We need a 2 and a 1, meaning this would be true. And that's not. Can't be there, so it has to be here. This needs to be a 4. This has to be true. We need 2 and a 3 here, so that has to be the 2. This needs to be the 3. Alright, we need this to be a 1, making that the 2. Alright. We already have all of this empty. So at this point we know we need this to be the 2. That needs to be a 1. This needs to be a 1. That needs to be a 2. We need a 3, which means those have to be true. Emptying out this column. Alright, so that means we need 3 here. That can't be true, which means these need to be part of the 3. Empties out this column. This needs to be the 2. This needs to be the 2. And that needs to be the 2. And with that, there we go. We drew Zygarde 10% form. Oh yeah. We used 10 or fewer disruptions, and we did within 30 minutes. We just couldn't set 3 Pokemon, because we don't have access to 3 Pokemon to use, do we? Well, there we go! With that, we drew Zygarde's 10% form and complete form. Pokemon Z confirmed. Well, next time, once I get enough Picross, I guess I'll try to move on to the next area, because we don't have nearly enough Picross to do that yet. Gonna have to do some challenge stuff, I guess. I don't know. At some point, maybe we can go back and get some of these extra Picross once we have access to other stuff, which, you guessed it, requires Picross. So for right now, I guess we're gonna have to take a little break from this until I can get enough Picross to continue. But hey, at least we drew all these Zygarde forms, that's always fun. So thank you for watching, as always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time when we continue moving on to some more Pokemon picture puzzles. Goodbye!